monster strike on the first Megazord, so that's fun. That's why you need to make sure you get the right size mold. What's up, Drew? Yeah, it's a zero brush. Yeah, that's why I tried to make a 2-inch mold work, and a 40mm knot needs a little bit more thickness on the stocking. So that sucks. I just 3D printed my own something I'm going to make a mold from. So hopefully that'll do it. I've had a couple people ask me if they can have one of these already, and I'm basically like, no, because I need to see if I can even make a complete 40mm brush, and I don't even have the knots in yet. I hate to turn people away, but I need to see if it's even feasible first. That's why we got to go through the prototyping process first. What's up, Juan? I was actually a little surprised that cupping wheel flung it the first time and it didn't crack. That's the only time I'm worried about my resin cracking. When it gets really thick. That's fan down. And it's freaking hot. What's up, Rick? I'm actually going to do some electrolytes today. Give people another second here to hop in. Fuel up a little bit. It's about, actually it cools down a couple degrees. It's 100.5 and 50% humidity in the shop right now. It is freaking hot. Alright, so there's my cap. Now I gotta find it. We're gonna do Eric's White Walker blank. Try to go for 40mm on it, but I had to try to get creative with these massive molds. I had to use like a hexagonal candle mold, and then I had to bandsaw off some of the sides to get it to fit inside the chuck. And now I don't even know how it's going to turn because it's such a weird oblong shape. So we're going to see how this goes. There. Okay. And of course, I just ordered a better what should have been a 41mm Forstner bit from Amazon, and it showed up, and it's 42.15. So this is 36 and a half. So until I get these knots in, I don't really know if these Forstners are going to be big enough. So, as I say, this is all part of the prototype process. Yeah, Drew, for sure. This is all part of the prototype process as I try to figure out if these Megazord brushes are even feasible. I think I'm actually going to turn something else. Is Eric in here? I don't want to do the, what's up, Nick? I don't want to do the, I don't want to do his unless he's in here. We'll start with mine. This is a 36 millimeter. This is going to be a 36 millimeter Yeti 4 prototype for the smaller Megazord brushes. See how that new Forstner does. As soon as I figure out where I just put it. Yeah, 37. For reference, how big that Forstner is. Oh, I don't doubt it, Drew. If these work out, I mean, I'll probably do like a small sign up for them. They're going to be a bit more expensive than the normal brushes, though, because they take way more resin, way bigger knots. It's a much bigger process to do these than a regular brush. So, but if there's interest, if these work out and they're doable, I will. Boy, there's not a whole lot of room on that Forstner either. I really need to get this mold figured out. But if there's enough interest, then I will probably do some small batch offerings of them from time to time. All right, let's go and get rolling. What's up, Graham? Joshua Waller. This is a brand new bit that I just put in this rougher, so see how sharp it is. I'm going to turn the nice fan off because it's stuff for sure. Trash fan on. This blank fused to the PVC. So there's literally little flecks of PVC still on there. So it's nice to use a sharp bit. Alright, let's drill into this, huh? What's up, Barry? Yeah, there's just so much mass. about 16, so I think that should be good for a 36. 37 and a half. So, I don't know, I gotta get the knots in and see what the glue plugs look like and all that kind of good stuff. There's a flat spot right there from the bandsaw, so that's probably gonna have to get shortened. Yeah, with that current mold, there's just no room to work with. What's up, Mike? Alright, let's get that force running again. I think it jumped on me at first too. Alright. So I got to 3D print some custom spacers for this too. Alright, so this is a shape that I did the other day live. So, like here. And it's going to be for sale. I haven't gotten a chance to get videos up. But the shape has actually been like stupid comfortable. Like just kind of holding it in hand. It's almost like a modified jar style. I'm going to try to leave a little bit on that lip. Alright. Hydrate. I'm going to try to leave a little bit on this lip right here, but still give it that design. But given how thin that last one got and it cracked on me, a little too much pressure. work to get that chip out, but see how bad it is. It's not bad. And this is just a big Yeti pour. Nothing fancy. Like I said, with as thin as that last one got, because the first Megazord broke, I'm trying to be a little cautious with this one. I mean, I have no idea how deep this socket needs to be, but let's hope that's deep enough, because I definitely can't go deeper now. So for those that just joined, we had some unfortunate business with the polishing the first Megazord. So, RIP. What's up, Mike? I got, well, the other aspect is when I go to clamp this down, this cannot be too thin, otherwise it'll, that will also make the ferrule crack. So I say, I gotta figure out a good length for this. Or a good mold for this, these bigger pours. What's up, Eric? Doing mine first, and then we're going to get to yours. So, let's try not to crack this ferrule. This is urethane resin. You're getting by, Nick. All right. I cannot stop sweating. That shop fan was definitely worth the investment, because that regular fan is doing nothing right now. I think we got all that outer shell off now. Yeah, I do, but honestly, I don't know what any of that is, man. This is just plain Illuminite urethane resin. Sounds like we are going to get a eventual thunderstorm, so hopefully we have the power. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful little Yeti for sure. Little. Alright, let's go ahead and make that cornhole. One little surface imperfection here that I'm trying to get out. This is for me, so I guess probably shouldn't be as ticky tacky, but yeah, this is a beautiful little Yeti door. Right there. But that's good, because I'm liking the way that's looking. We might just go just a touch more narrow in here. And then that also not only makes it super ergonomic, but it actually going to shed some weight on the handle too. What's up, Kai? Yeah, kinda. I did one live last week sometime. It was the one that had a lot of gold and like blue in it. Yeah, that is literally a doorknob. That is stupid comfortable. It's for a 26, and it actually came out a little on the smaller side. But while I've been putting a coin in it at my desk, I've been, holding it in my hand, and I'm like, man, this is actually really comfortable. So it's almost like the smaller versions of modified jar. This one is like, for a 36 millimeter, is like a doorknob. Alright, I have not decided on coin size yet, but I think we're going to make some special big coins. Images are going to look a little wonky, but the coin size is going to be more fitting for the brush. Actually, we're going to do 28, not 30. That's right, Eric. Bitcoin. I'm not going to use a shitty Ryobi. So I got to do 28. Break it, and then we're done. Alright, put some sandpaper on it. Everybody that may have just joined, we've got quite a few people in here now. If you are unaware, this is a shaving brush handle. And a mammoth one at that. Considerably bigger than most shaving brush handles go. This is made with urethane resin. have a feeling this that 37 portion or whatever it is going to be way too big for these knots. But whatever. So I say this is all prototype process. Once I get the knots in, then I get a better Forstner bit for a better fit. Yeah, Drew, so that was my inspiration for this, was the Razor Rock Hulk. I love the Hulk brush, and I've been trying to, they discontinued it, but I've been wanting to find another one so that I could cut the handle open, extract the knot, and make a big-ass artisan handle for it, like this. But then they discontinued it, so no longer an option. So then I joked on one of my lives that my nut supplier can make my avalanche knot in a 40 millimeter. So if anybody wanted a 40 millimeter brush, so let me know. And I had one gentleman take me up on it, so I'm making him and I a couple of them. And we're going to see how it goes. Oh, does he? Yeah, mine makes them up to, I think, like 60. I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the Frank Shaving synthetics that I've used. Actually, I didn't ask my supplier what the limit is. I should ask them. I mean, if it's got to be a deeper socket than that. That's only 10 millimeters deep, so hopefully that's deep enough. I had to refine that that collar from that chip out. And if Frank sees us, that is nothing, or me, whoever owns Frank Shaving sees it, no offense taken. My own personal experience. What's up, Rabbit? We got some bad news for you. I finished polishing the inside of that barrel. The good thing about the thunderstorm is that it's about to cool down. You ain't had anybody in here telling them to like it, Rabbit. You know I suck at self-promotion. Alright, let me drill this mandrel hole. pretty windy. .36 millimeter. And that is actually very light for how big of a knot that's going to accommodate. That's actually very light. Big thing with the Razor Rock Hulk is that the handle is so heavy. So that's why I wanted to make an artisan version of a big brush. So this one's actually going to be a size bigger than the Hulk, and then there's going to be another one that's going to be 40 millimeters. It's going to be 3 sizes bigger, which was this one, and then disaster struck when I was polishing it. So got to redo my 40 millimeter, but that's why I got to get the a bigger mold dialed in, so I got more material to work with. So. Yeah, you just screw this one right on, Mike. So, 36 millimeter brush. Like I said, this is just kind of a basic little Yeti pour. Beautiful colors in it, though. Yeah, I'll check it out, Drew. I've been looking for about 3 weeks now. Like I said, I'm just going to make one at this point. I got it 3D printed in there. I'm just going to silicone it. Let me hydrate. Make sure a tree doesn't fall down on me. But it's got to be the right material, otherwise the resin will bond to it. Which is what happened with these. Oof. That's some thunder. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, so the airline hoses aren't super rigid, and also it's got to be cheap. Like I could just buy some PVC that'll work, but I don't really want to pay like $55 for a piece of PVC and then change the bonding. So. Thunder. All right, so I don't know what size this one's going to come out to be, or if it's even going to work because of how oblong it is. So we're going to try to round it down to a cylinder and then see where we go from there. But this is supposed to be Eric's 40 millimeter, which might end up being a 36 millimeter, or it might not even end up being a brush. We'll see. I'm going to put the face shield on just in case. And I think we're going to live center it too. But that is a big, heavy chunk of resin that comes flying at your face. Yeah, so this, if you guys watched my live a while back where I turned the White Walker, this is basically the same pour. Ferrule is a little bit different, but I think we're around. Almost. So one little spot right there. Right. One little flat spot. Alright, let's see what, find the giant first turnout. Yeah, so this one's going to be small too. Yeah. All right, so this is going to be the 36. Too many giant Forstner bits around. No, you cannot remelt it, unfortunately. I wish you could. It's all just like a massive waste of. That's why I try to be so calculated with like the volume, getting the right mold, right, the proportion, like the ratios, so that it's not resin that's just on the floor, and it can be resin that's a future brush too. All right, I'm gonna find this Forstner bit because I just had it. Yeah, I'm not doing a 40 on this one. This one's going to be a 36. There's just not enough color there, and I don't want it to break like the last one did. Because otherwise it'll be thin like that, and then if it flings when I'm polishing it, same thing's going to happen. So we're going to do a 36 on this one. But it's interesting how there's more mass. It's probably a physics thing. But there's more mass, so it's like you need more RPMs to drill the coin or to drill the socket. You just look at how massive those ribbons are. All right, so from what I remember, Eric wants like a round shape. So, I don't know. I'm going to do my best off of what I remember. I probably should have practice with it, but... All right, and then we'll do it for that side. What's up, Suraj? All right, now the other reason why I didn't want to do a 40 is I need room for these recess jaws to clamp and not bust that ferrule out. What's up, Robert Seals? Alright, we're going to get that live center back in again. Just because I got to round off the other side of this now. Eric, are you still in here? Where's my live? Honestly, Eric requested this. It's like a round barrel, but it's not like a, kind of hard to describe. much to rough off. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. He said he trusts me. Well, actually, you got bigger balls than me. I'm not gonna do it. I'm trying to think of where I want to put these beads. Alright. Eric's got to pause to go up here. Alright. This is literally the first go I've ever done with this shape, so if you don't like it, we'll reiterate. I was thinking that barrel is going to get awful slippery. Them little ridges, some big old bear paws, give you something to grip on. I mean, like I said, for a first mold, it might be a little shorter than you would have wanted, Eric, but it's done. What's up, Wendell? I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. Yeah, I think it moved. I think it moved. That is very true, Eric. I might try to clean up those ridges just a little bit now. All right. Yeah, launch grenade. Front of that one. Eric, this is going to be one of the first handles that you use that actually feels big in your hand. I don't know where the hell I'm leaving stuff everywhere. That's what fell. Actually, just going to taper this just a little bit better. Not with a bottle in like that on that. There we go. a little bit cleaner there. I'm still going to have to be careful with it because it's just a little thin up top, but this shape is also going to be much easier to polish. Yeah, we're almost there, Rabbit. Like I said, I'm guessing it's a socket depth, so we're going to find out. Eric, you like yours mounted higher anyway, so probably going to be fine. Yeah, that looks way better with those lines cleaned up down there. Yeah. What's up, Philip? Ananta? I mean, I'm assuming that a 36 millimeter knot can't need more than like 10 millimeters, so. I mean, I could go deeper on this one at least, I guess, if I need to. I don't know. We'll find out. The drove at top. Okay. There you have it. Another White Walker. About a 36 millimeter White Walker. All right. There you go, Eric. What you think? Yeah. Next mold's gonna have to be, yeah. Josue, that with a 36mm avalanche will cover your entire head. That's a 26 in it. All right. This one, I probably went a touch more opaque than the first White Walker. You don't get quite as much depth in there, but as the first White Walker, but it's still there. It's pretty cool. So, all right, that's that one. Let me crank off the turn off the vacuum so that I don't get an aneurysm for a second. Swap out my bit before I go to use the diamond cutter and then just destroy a blank. And then I gotta get some water. Grooves did it? Yeah, it was gonna be a little slippery. Bigger grooves too. Those are much bigger than I would normally do, so. All right. That swapped out, that swapped out. A little H2O and some more electrolytes. All these friggin' ribbons are going to stick to the daggone bottle of water. Yeah, storm dropped the temperature 10 degrees in the garage. I don't have the knots yet. So I don't have the 36. Let me see. Catch up on these comments. There's a flicker of light. Dye Fix It. I don't know if you're in here. I use Redneck dust collection, which is literally a rigid 14-gallon shop vac connected to a little like scoop. It's terrible, but it's cheap. Yeah, I do use the ribbons and other pours, like that White Walker. There's actually ribbons in there from a Yeti pour. Big missiles with the face on them from Super Mario. It is a suppository. All right, caught up. So, disappointed that we lost that 40. is what it is. So far, if you've just joined, let me refill the alcohol real quick. There's a recap of what we've done. Yeah, I'll send it straight your way, Rabbit. Heading your way right now. No, it wasn't the beehives. It was the because the beehives are actually in the thicker part. It was this part. It just. It's because the mold that I used, which was a 2-inch PVC, 1 5/8 for 40 millimeter. There's only like maybe 1/4 of an inch by the time, like literally just to start shaping. So that's why I say you need to have the right size mold to do something like this. Where the hell did I put it? I'm losing my freaking mind today. I just keep putting stuff everywhere. So there really wasn't enough room to make the barrel. Like that's like with almost no roughing down. So that's why you need to make sure you have the right size mold so that when you do the material, when you remove the material, it actually, you know what I think I might do? I might literally just trim that off right there and just drill a 26 millimeter hole, and that's a brush. Bingo, bango, bongo. There we go. That's not a waste of a pour. That's how you revive a pour. And I'll just have to, that'll actually be a really cool little jar style then. Yeah, boom. That's going to be a brush. So, anyways, the ferrule started off too thin. So then that's the only time that I worry about my resin cracking is when you, now I have to do worse, is when it gets really thin and then that like hits the ground. So, yeah. But, I mean, that pour is freaking sick. The best part is I can still actually probably make that a 30 millimeter. Yeah. So, there we go. We found a way to revisit that one. So what we've done so far, we did my 36 millimeter, 36 millimeter Yeti pour. Literally a doorknob. But this was kind of a modified jar shape that I made last week live, and it's super comfortable in my hand. That's mine. Then we just did Eric's White Walker. There you can kind of see some of the depth finally. So you can almost see to the other side, but you can't. You can see that blueprint, that Yeti NA in there. That's Eric's barrel style. Yeah. Next up, I think we're going to do this purple, pinkish, bluish, hueish, almost like a hematoma pour blank. That one might be for Nate from BBS Live. Also just poured this one last night. This one's going to be filthy. That's like a blue, gold, and black, like a real blue. There you go. And then I can't remember what I did with this one. It's like a turquoisey, steel gray, aqualescence type of a deal. I don't know, something like that. Show y'all what I got in the cooker right now too. These are a couple blanks that just came out of the pot this morning, so they've been cooking since probably last week. There we go. All right. These have been cooking since probably like 7:30 this morning. And this one is going to be like a severe, like nebulous galaxy kind of a pour. That one's almost fully cured. And then this was a new iteration of a Yeti pour. The white that I used has like some kind of flecks to it of like a glitter, but it almost looks like dirty snow. So boom. My lathe looks dirty because I just turned your handle. So those two are in the cooker right now. Those will probably get turned later on this week. Gibbs on the, you want it before it's even poured, or before it's even turned. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. This one's going to be in my signature shape, but I'm going to try to make it like my real signature shape and not go too narrow. I think that Nate said that he wanted this for the abomination knot, so. Probably only need to drill like 17, but this one should be fun. I gotta get a wrench and tighten this damn bolt. My leg keeps kind of moving. Did I put glitter in this? I think I did put glitter in this. Oh, this one could be filthy. Yeah, this one might be really cool. Yeah, I did like I kind of poured that nebulous galaxy one, similar to this one. like a little bubblicious spot. Gotta get to the bottom of it without taking too much off. Freaking 26 looks baby now compared to those last two. Now, the question is, Siraj, if you really did want that Nebula Galaxy one, do you want it shipped separately from the others? Because that's going to delay your others from coming. Look at that cool color. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, this core is nasty. Back, Sarah. When I ain't got power, nothing happens. Also depending on how much time I waste applying the job. Yeah, Siraj, the purple glitter sparkle part that you're getting is Sparkle Shark. Is my signature tape. I get narrow. Just double check the depth. Three. We are just a touch more narrow in here, I think. Yeah, just a smidge more narrow. Yep. Good with that? Yep. Perfect. You see, y'all see this fork. Freaking no-see-ums are just killing my ankles right now. That's hematoma. What's up, Brian? Not? Somebody burning something. I don't think it's the lab oven's not burning. Might be a little deep, but it's all right. Yeah, sounds good, man. All right. It's pretty good. One little nick right here. I have a feeling Nate's going to go with this one. Alright, see you, Siraj. Just look at some of the shapes that I've done on my page, Siraj, and then let me know. I don't think that got it. Kind of there. I think it's a little bit of dye that wasn't mixed. Almost gone. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna buff up. Turn with my eyes closed. That's some Karate Kid stuff. What's up, JJ? Hey, Nick. Enjoy those steaks, man. Thanks for stopping by. That's not going to buff out. I'm going to have to keep going on it. So you get the shape just perfect, and then you get a little imperfection like that, and you got to take out, and then it just... So close. Alright, I'm not gonna go with it. Nothing, I'll just have to discount it. My ankles are just getting absolutely destroyed by no hands right now. I could, JJ, but it's not deep enough to where I would want to, because then I got to remove all the sanding lines. It would be better to just keep turning it, but it's just getting really narrow. It's just one little speck, so it's just a little imperfection on the surface. It's not a huge deal, but it'll still finish fine and everything. It's just it's not gonna be perfect. That's I fail. Nothing else. If it doesn't come off in the buffing and the wet sanding, then I'll just have to discount it a little bit. Try to get some of this crap blown off. An hour and a half this morning cleaning, sweeping, vacuuming the shop. You have no idea. All right, get that barrel all cleaned up. That got hot quick. Tell you what I didn't expect when I got into turning was burning off the majority of my fingernails. Alright, let's get it drilled. This one. There we go. All right. Y'all ready for this one? That one's pretty filthy. Oh, I forgot. I did like a blue. It's either blue or a purple translucent glitter. And then that red in there, but you can see like, and there's little bits of like some translucent blue-green, like kind of color shift. But like right there, you can kind of see that's actually like a little translucent pocket. Like right there, so there's actually some depth in there in between the swirls. It's kind of cool. That's it. All right, I think I might do one more. I've been in the shop since 7 a.m. this morning, so I'm getting a little tired. Water up. Yeah, long day. Luckily it cooled off, but it's even longer when it's as freaking hot as it is in Florida. This is a terrible idea. Need an air-conditioned shop. All right, let me get some more electrolytes in. Raspberry. Anybody got any questions? Concerns? Anybody that is new that just hopped on here? This is my channel. Typically I will do wet shaving content, but I'm kind of on a little bit of a hiatus from that. But I do make shaving brushes. and it seems like y'all really enjoy being brought along for that ride. So that's kind of what my channel is revolved around. So anybody that is new here and you enjoy kind of seeing some of these brushes turn, please do me a favor, just like and subscribe. And then that way you'll know when I'm doing it again. So, here's got freaking compound all up in it too. Sounds good, Rabbit. So just did that one. Trying to think of what blank we should do next. You guys think we should do one of these other ones that's like kind of fresh out the pot, or this one's got West written all over it. Or could do. I got a couple square blanks too. It'll take me a little bit longer to get those roughed down, but. Cool ones over there. Wait a minute, Rabbit. You have a sister that is soft spoken. No, don't meet the sister. She's mean. As long as you're nicer than your brother. Well, let me since the sister's in here, if she's interested, this is, I mean, I hate to be like a stereotypical, oh, you want a pink and purple? But this is kind of a cool, rad little pour that is slightly, I guess, more feminine leaning. Or if you want like a badass black and red, I got you. Does anybody want to see any that are waiting to be sanded, but kind of available? I have a couple over here that need to be polished. 4 are spoken for. Mike Honecker is still in here. I finished one of them. I got to do the other one. This is one that is just waiting to be polished, but that one is available. Mine is like Mario paint. Teal or neon green sparkle part. So like, I'm trying to think. So like the whole neon green with like a ton of glitter in it, like an opaque neon green and then a ton of glitter. Kind of like slime from Ghostbusters, but if you went to a glitter buffet and then had like glitter food poisoning. Yeah, sparkle snot. There you go. Let's see what else. Freaking no seams are destroying my legs right now. Like slime from like Ghostbusters, or slime from like how was the Nickelodeon show? Not Truth or Dare. Double Dare? Double Dog Dare? Well, if you want, you can have your brother message through me or Nickelodeon for sure. Okay, so I probably have the perfect shade of green for that. It would be like opaque, and then what, you want like a bunch of glitter in it too? So like an opaque slime green, or do you just want a solid slime green? Yeah, Mark Summers is the host. Definitely glitter. Okay, so let me grab one. So this is a glitter sparkle chart that your brother is mentioning. Now, I can do that, but I don't have neon green. This is literally just glitter. There's no coloring in there. So this is, I might be able to get like a tinted of like a neon green. And then I can load it with glitter like this. You know what? I'll roll with it. You gave me what to go with. I'll get it poured. Thank you for joining, by the way. And then when I go to turn it live, I'll probably get it poured. Actually, with the storm, it's actually, I can probably pour it after the live. So I can get it poured, and then we'll go from there. I don't know if I call it genius. Damon might trust me. He knows I know how to lather. That's about it. All right. Should we get into one more? What y'all think? This will probably have like an aurora. Like you can actually kind of see that kind of aurora shade in there. And then there's like a silver green, like a metallic green. This is like a blue, black, and gold. Like this one's probably gonna be pretty sweet. Or we go taster's choice over to the blank box. It doesn't have a ton of glitter in it though. It sounds like she wants a bunch of glitter. This one's more like a shimmer. I mean, that's not wrong. Is Drew correct? Is your name Amanda, Miss Sister Rabbit? Yeah, she wants all the glitter. Yeah, so she's gonna get a separate. All right, Miss Amanda. The next thing, though, this is your homework. Go to my Instagram. Rabbit can guide you. And look at some of the other brushes that I've turned, and then pick out like a shape that you kind of like. I'm not gonna make any gender assumptions, but assuming that you're shaving your legs, I have thought about for women, and specifically my wife, and other women, I guess, a taller, like longer shape, kind of like that, so that you can get down into your ankles. This is the Kool-Aid Jammer that we just did. This is kind of a fun shape that might also be good for you too, but really just something that's kind of taller so that you don't have to reach as much to get lather in places. So just go check out. This is another cool one. We could probably make this a bigger one. Your brother loved this one. This is kind of a cool pour too. Like that's kind of a cool shape too. There's another really tall shape. So something like this maybe. Actually, you might like this pour. It's not all glitter, but you might like the green in that. And some purple. That one's got glitter all up in that black. So, that's your homework. See what you want. I'll get your slime green blank poured, and then unless, are you two punk rock for Instagram too? Because I know your brother is trying to pull off this like cool facade that he like is too cool for Instagram. He said something about video killed the radio star. All right, sounds like y'all want to see this green one, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I have been barefoot in this garage all day long. So my dog's is barking. All right, so I did this shape in a molten pour Rhett Hilton a while back. And stupid freaking tripod. There we go. Okay. This is not going to be a molten pour, but this is the shape that I did for that, which I really kind of want to perfect because Brett just got his brush and he sent me a picture of it, and I was like, yeah, I want to, I love that shape, so. Yep, this one's going to be filthy too. No, JJ, this one's totally different. That tool rest is way too low. What the hell? I did it right before this, JJ. 2 brushes ago. Yeah, y'all get a little obsessed with the beehives, and the beehives take twice as long to finish. I ain't saying I'm never going to do them, but y'all are kind of like catnip. How deep did I go? I mean, beehive is pretty nice. It just adds a little texture to it. Really, it's kind of more visual, but it does add some texture to it. Yeah, Wes might want this one. You can't see it, but that's like an aurora gap in between there. Make sure them spigot jaws are clamped good and tight on that socket. What's up, Paul? What do you want, Rabbit? These are big hive lines. This is like an actual honeycomb. Just said I wasn't going to do this. You just talked about a grenade. probably looks terrible. Alright. I'm going to arrow one more time. Beautiful. Let's see if I have a micro diamond. Actually, that's not too bad. Just left it in. Actually, I might just skew it. Yeah. Skew them a little bit. Alright, well, new shape, more hive line, extra fun. Yeah, I know, Eric. Super fun. I'd love to get one of those fancy dust collection units, but make do with what you got. Oh, one of my best coin resets to date. Now that's a chunky. That's the chunky one. That's one for you, Eric. Somebody said in the live yesterday that I must have small hands. I mean, I think that's a pretty chunky brush handle. Yeah, these are Wes's colors. I don't remember what color I used, but that shimmer is like a translucent. I said that's like an aurora right there. It's not like a clear spot. Wintergreen Supreme. That might be the name of it. Yeah, we might go with that one. What y'all think? Every time I look at a different angle, there's like more of the aurora kind of sticking out. I never crossed it today. That's why it feels so rough. That's a pretty chunky handle. We have two mids that like it. What's up, Miss Special K? Alright, since I totally forgot to cross-band it, do that now. Thanks, Amanda. This one is available. I don't think I saw anybody claim it. Need 5 more likes. I don't think we can get 5 more likes in 17 minutes, 16 and a half minutes. Yeah, I don't think that this one would be great for a woman anyways. I think it's too wide and it's too short. For a lady shaving her legs, I would imagine you'd want like something more like that, a little taller. Girl, I got you on the slime green one, don't even worry. I'm gonna try to get it, like I said, I'm gonna try to get it forward. Rabbit, nudge me in another day or so. I'm trying to remember for it, but I'll be honest with you. After I cross in this one, we get to 250 likes. I'm going to go in and pop my butt in the recliner for a little bit. My dog is barking. Now, the question is, Amanda, do you just want like a holographic glitter, which is kind of like what your brother got in his? You want like a specific color? You want gold glitter in there too? You want me to just put like 17 different shades of glitter in there? Actually, before I finish that, oh, I don't know. I mean, what you want? You want burgers? I just got burgers. I glitter shards that are like slime green. What's up, Dino? Joshua? Okay, I got you. I also need to call my wife. She called me when I was on here. All right, y'all. We already saw this one, but let's show it again. This, I mean, the camera is not doing any of this justice. There's like all sorts of like a shimmery aurora effect in these hide lines and throughout. Almost reminds me of like a mystic mist in the mountains type of canopy look. This one's pretty cool. More headlines for y'all. Those ones are a little thicker, so. All right, y'all got any questions? This whole area blown off. We got some work done today. Sanded 7 handles. Polished the one, then it broke. Sanded 6 handles, polished the one, then it shattered. What did we turn on the live today? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we did 4 of them. But 2 were the 36s, so a little bit of work. But my wife just pulled in. Never got a chance to actually call her, so I'm going to go report for duty. If I got any questions, you kind of know where to find me by now, so I will catch y'all later. All right. See you guys.